Hi everybody, it's Christino here with Men's Covert Recovery, channel dedicated to men who have suffered the abuse of the covert narcissist. I hope everybody's doing good. As always, I want you to know that I love you and you're in my prayers, and God bless you. I think this might be my 7th video that I've made, and I'm really enjoying it. It's therapeutic. It's rewarding to share what I've experienced. I haven't had many people watching the videos, but I know I'm just starting, and I know there will be people that come across it that I help. But the video that I'm making right now should have been the first video that I put out. And I don't know why I didn't make it my first video, but I know that I need to make it. And it's a tough one. That's probably why I haven't. But it is the reason that I know that we start getting on the computer and we start searching, because we're going through something that we're not understanding. And most likely, we've seen the person that we've been in a relationship with change into a different person. I know that's what I seen. I woke up to a different human being. I couldn't understand it. I got on the internet. I thought it was a midlife crisis. I didn't know. But as I started discovering and finding out, it was because I was in a relationship with a covert narcissist. And what I was going through is what they call the discard. Now, after going through the discard, every time I hear that word, I just... Because when I think of discard, I think of... they discarded the corpse. Arms and legs were found discarded. You know, I'm thinking... discard? I don't like the word. But I looked up the definition the other day, and the definition of discard was no longer desirable or no longer useful. You know, so basically the bottom line is there is no need for you any longer. And I'm going to tell you, anybody that's going through the discard phase, you are going through the hardest, most understandable situation, emotional, mental, physical, that you could ever go through, because you're gonna start seeing somebody that you just can't understand what is going on, how this can be the same person. For me, 14 years. I spent 14 years with this person, 2 sons. And then one day you start seeing somebody else, and it's not the same person that you knew. And from that day on, you'll never see the person that you knew again. And this phase is called the discard. And you'll watch a lot of videos, and if you're not going to watch one video over discard, you're going to watch 200. You're going to watch every one. And I'm just a country boy. I'm not too complicated. I ain't got no PhD like I've said before, so I'm going to make it short and sweet. I'm going to have a couple other sections that go with this discard, because I want to tell you about the emotions you're feeling. I want you to understand how the narcissist is using the emotions that you're feeling during a discard to punish you. And I'm going to let you know the mistakes that I made that got me sent to the penitentiary, that the narcissist was to use to keep me and alienate me from my children, and the time that I almost committed suicide. So the discard, it's the atomic bomb. I mean, you've been in a war and you've been fighting, but it's come to the climax, and they're trying to drop the atomic bomb. And what I'll say this till the day I die, I believe, I know, they want to see you hanging from a tree, or they want to see you kicking a can down the road, or in a crazy house. That's the ultimate goal. But guys, if you're in the discard, you've woken up. My situation, I got cheated on and I discovered it. So that's when I realized that this human being wasn't perfect. And it's come down to that. You've either got cheated on, they've gaslighted you and drove you so crazy that you're about to have a nervous breakdown, you're physically exhausted, or they just got bored of you. But regardless, you have gotten discarded at the end of the day, and I know this with all my heart because I've seen it with my own eyes. You are not supplying. You supply has ran out. Supply quality is not good enough. Guys, tell you what, the narcissist is an addict. My narcissist used to call me crackhead. I'm gonna tell you what, guys. Can you have teeth this nice if you've ever smoked crack in your life? Hell no. And I never understood it, but I do now. Because narcissists project on you. And they're the crackhead. Narcissists are so addicted to supply, they can't live without it. It's like oxygen. And when you quit giving it, buddy, 1 year, 20 years, 1 kid, 10 kids, it don't make a damn. Hasta la vista, no más. They're done with you, and they throw you away like a dirty diaper, and they'll never look back. And it's called the discard. And I believe with all my heart, it is the time that people come to the point where they're blown away, and they get on the computer and they start searching, trying to find out what could have happened to this human being. And you're going to end up discovering you're with a covert narcissist, and the nightmare that you've been living, that you weren't aware that you were living, you're fixing to become aware of it. And it's a whole other nightmare now. You was in a nightmare that you were participating in while you were under a spell. But now your eyes are being opened, and you're fixing to see and start discovering what you've gone through. But if you're on the computer and this person, you see a different human being, it's because the mask has come off, and you've realized that they're not perfect. You're not giving them the supply. Your eyes have been opened up, and maybe you realize, like me, you was living in insanity. But it's going to be unlike anything that you've experienced. You're going to be going through withdrawals like, I can't even begin to explain the withdrawals that you're going to have from this human being, the soul tie that you had because of the trauma bonding, and if they've cheated on you, that pain, and the whole time they had put you on a pedestal and made you think you were so perfect, and you thought they loved you so much, and you were in love with this person. I know I loved my wife more than anything in the world. I thought she was the most beautiful person I ever seen in the world. But buddy, one day it all changed, and it was a discard. Whether you leave them or they leave you, it's the end. And it's the 4th of July, and firecrackers are fixing to go off. But this is just the first of a couple portions of the discard that I'm going to be videotaping. And I'm tell you what, discard, it's an experience that you'll never forget. That's very traumatizing. It's heartbreaking. It's unbelievable. And you're just going to be beginning the rest of this battle that you have. And I don't want to scare nobody. I don't want to bring you down. I'm not overdoing what I'm saying, guys. You're looking at a guy who almost killed himself, who lost his farm, my 20-year career, alienated from my children, Did I say went to the penitentiary? I don't remember. 2 years incarcerated, financially abused, spiritually abused, mentally abused, physically abused. There is not an area of your life that will not be touched by narcissistic abuse if you've gone through it and you survived it. It's a life-changing experience, and I said in a video the other day that I'd go through it again, because it's what it took for me to become the person that God wanted me to be. And it's sad, but we all have our own journey that we got to travel. And I hope somebody comes across my videos and I say something that can help them out and save them hitting some potholes and some landmines and running into some ditches. And because I'm going to tell you one thing, knowledge is power. And when you're in this kind of relationship and you start discovering, learning, and understanding who you're dealing with, and looking on YouTube and watching videos of people like me who have gone through it that can give you some advice and help you. And if I had one wish in the world, I wish I could be with anybody that was going through the discard, that was alone, just to hug them, just to give them a hug and tell them that I love them and I believe them. Because the discard, I know I found myself by myself. My son's taken away from me. My wife cheated on me. I seen a different human being, and I was being disrespected, and I was being punished, and the withdrawals that you feel due to the soul tie and the trauma bonding, and it's tell you what, I am where I am today because I realize, number one, how good God is. Number two, how strong I am. When you make it through this and you get to the end of the tunnel, you're going to realize how strong you are. Because there's a lot of people that don't make it, that give up, that take their lives, or go crazy, have a nervous breakdown. I almost had a nervous breakdown too. Yeah, I've been rode hard, put up wet. But I like to say I'm like Timex. I take a licking and keep on ticking. We all have a little bit of narcissist in us. Right? That's what they say. But guys, I love you. God bless you. And if, hey, you're going through the discard, you just opened up your eyes. You're seeing a different human being, and it's blowing you away. And they probably cheated on you, and they're not showing any remorse. And they're not talking to you. I mean, this person, it's like you don't exist no more. You're going to feel less than a human being. And it's going to blow you away. You're not going to understand. It's going to be so painful. You're going to be so confused. And please, if you come across this video, you watch the next couple videos about this card, because this is I believe this is the most dangerous time. I believe between the narcissist discarding you and punishing you, and you have been gaslighted in your mental condition, your physical condition, and then you've been cheated on, the anger, it is evil, it is wicked, it is of the devil, and it's wicked. And I'm here to tell you that as wicked as it is, there is a God that you can turn to that will help you, will get you through it. Praise God. Love you guys.